in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Fiat Coupe and seeing how good or how bad it really is. But because obviously we've been having work done at the house, the Coupe was in the carport because the MR2 and the Swift weren't here, and the battery has gone flat, so it's back on the drive now, but it won't start. Now I've got one of these topped on jump starter pads. I think it's a 1500. It's actually really good. You basically obviously connect it to the battery, green light comes up on it, you click the button and boom, it just starts the car. It started a lot of cars for me, even cars that like battery basically there's nothing, no power in them. So yeah, if you're into your cars like me, it's something I would consider getting. But if you go to some of these bigger channels like Chops Garage, Car UK, Valley Autos, and there's many more, they actually sponsored by like Top Don and that, so they have discount codes to get them at a good price. And I definitely recommend getting one because they're brilliant. You can see we're getting the Fiat Coupe in here on the ramp, and then we'll get it up and we'll have a good look over it. One thing I do want to mention, obviously with this car, I think I said in the last video, it's going to be a project, so it's going to be around for a while, and the jobs are not going to be done straight away. So like, there were videos coming on it, but they'll come when I've got a little bit of spare money to buy parts for it, because obviously there's more important cars to do, like the MR2 and the Swift. I want to get them sorted. So this is just going to be basically a project that's going to be in the background, and we'll jump on it when we can and do bits. So now the Fiat Coupe's going up on the ramp, and we're going to start to have a good look over it. Now, I think I said before that obviously the oil was low on it, so we are going to do a bit of a service on it anyway. But there is an oil leak because it is quite oily underneath, you'll see later on in the video. But I think it's coming from the top end because it looks very oily around the rocker cover. So I believe that's where the oil leak is coming from. But I think it's pointless doing the rocker cover at this stage because it's going to want a cam belt, because there's no issue for it. We don't know when it was done, it will want doing. So I think it's pointless doing the rocker cover at this stage. We're best to leave that until we do the cam belt. But yeah, it's a bit oily in the engine, the coolant's a bit low again, but if we're going to do cam belt, there's no point in topping it right up to the maximum. You can see there it's had one of the suspension struts mountings replaced on the passenger side. There's another one in the boot for the driver's side, but obviously that'll get done at some point. So now we're going to check all the lights. All the lights are working at the front except the indicator on the driver's front wing, which that is actually damaged. I have ordered one and it's in the car, so that's got to be fitted and the bulb's got to be changed. So that's going to be a job that comes up probably in the next video on this car. We'll do that and we'll change the oil and probably might even take the wheels off and have a good look behind the wheels. Yeah, you can see there with the indicator. All the lights at the back of the car are being checked now and they're all working. Now, I don't know if you remember the first video on this coupe, I mentioned it's a Cat C. Now, I know why it's a Cat C, because I was talking to the owner. I'd told him that the car had arrived. I'd forgot to message him, but anyway, I messaged him and then I just asked him why it was a Cat C, and he told me that someone basically drove into the back of it and it wasn't a high-speed impact. But obviously, we weren't there, so we don't know that. But yeah, so someone drove into the back of it. He obviously had it repaired, and obviously he's kept the car all this time. But I do want to check the work that has been done to make sure it's been repaired okay. So yeah, that'll be happening in a future video. Now we're going to have a look over the rear end of the car. Obviously we're just checking the rear brakes here, making sure the wheels are holding and making sure they're free when the handbrake's released. And then we'll have a good look underneath the car and make sure, well, just basically see what needs doing, how bad or how good it is. You will see me in a minute just having a good look around the back of the car, around the boot, around the bumper, because obviously now I know where it was hit. I'm just trying to see if I can see anything out of place, like with the lines and stuff, making sure they're all good. I'm going to take this bumper off in another video because I want to see how good or how bad it is. I'm hoping it's been repaired okay, but it's worth taking the bumper off just to check. We're going to have a look over the back of the car. You can see there the coil springs are corroded, which is obviously common on a lot of cars, and around the rear axle there's little bits, and where the fuel filter is fitted it's a little bit rusty there. I'm just checking obviously the floor and just checking the areas that are a little bit rusty. I'm not, probably get a screwdriver and have a good poke, but I'm just having a feel at this stage, seeing if I can see anything. It's had a new exhaust on it recently, there's a receipt for that, and also I think the back brake calipers have been done recently because they don't look that old. But yeah, we're just having a good look round the back of the car, and I can't see too much welding wise. I think there's going to be a couple of little bits, but overall at the back of the car I don't think it's that bad. Now having a look at the arch, you can see there I'm looking on the arch nearest to basically the door, because they do go there, so you can see it's a little bit rusty, but it seems solid enough. I think they go around where the badge is. I think water sits in there or something. But I'm just checking the arch to see if I can see anything obvious. I mean, obviously with the wheel on it, it's hard to see. So really, in the next video, I need to take the wheel off and have a good look. But now I'm looking at the driver's side rear, same again, it doesn't look too bad. I'm having a good look, but I can't see anything from the initial inspection. But we will take the wheels off and have a good poke around, good look. But yeah, that's the rear wheels, and then we're going to go to the front here. You can see the driver's side front. Again, I'm having a good look. Now you can see the discs are not great, so it's going to need discs on the front and wood pads as well. I'm having a good look in the arch there. The wings a little bit rusty on the bottom. But yeah, we're just having a good feel around. The spring looks okay, but obviously we've got that top mount for this side. I can't see anything obvious in the arches, rust-wise. Now, there's a few channels. I think it's Italia Autos and Auto Sportivo. I think Italia Autos did the coupe that Chop's garage got rid of recently, and then obviously Auto Sportivo, they did, I think Auto Alex bought a coupe off them, but I'll put the names up on the screen for sure. But yeah, they know these cars well, and they basically done a few videos recently where they're pointing out where they're going, the arches and stuff, and common places for rust. So yeah, we're just having a good look basically. See here we're at the front of the car, and you can see it's very oily under the front end. Now I do think it's coming from the rocker cover, because you can see there with the turbo, it doesn't look, there's no signs of oil from that. So yeah, I think probably the rocker cover is one of the leaks. Maybe there's more, but we'll have to clean it up, and then we need to have a good look over it. But if it is the rocker cover, like I've mentioned, there's no point in doing that if I'm going to be doing the cam belt, because the rocker cover will have to come off again anyway. But yeah, we're just having a good look underneath it now. Obviously the two front tyres are bowled on the inner edges. We need to do them. We're going to need to do disc and pads. And I think there's two brake hoses at the front. When the garage changed the drive belt for the previous owner, they mentioned about some brake hoses being split and stuff, so it's going to need some brake hoses. But now we're looking underneath the car. You can see I'm having a bit of a poke here. I'm going to need some welding now, I reckon. It's very rusty in that area. And obviously it has had a few bits of welding done in the past, like the MOT history. It literally had quite a bit done. You can just see me having a good look around, a good poke around me, and obviously I'm doing it with my hand, so I'm not going to make big holes with my hand, but I'm just seeing if any of it seems weak. But obviously we need to have a good look and we get the screwdriver and just have a bit of a poke. But overall, I don't think it's too bad for the age of car and where the car has come from. So obviously it's come from down Cornwall somewhere. But yeah, I don't think it's too bad. I mean, you can see there I'm having a bit of a look behind the time belt cover for what I can see, just to see if I can see how good or how bad that is. It doesn't seem to be cracking, but it does want doing, because there's no issue for that. And obviously we're just showing you here over the car. I mean, the interiors and needs some work, the driver's seat's knackered. But yeah, there's going to be a few bits to do on it. So in the next video on it, we'll get it in, we'll get it on the ramp, and we'll do an oil change, and we'll do that indicator on the wing, and yeah, we'll go from there.